So this is going to change everything. Hi, I'm Jason. I'm a 45-year-old dad of two, aiming to code an app a week. So until recently, I didn't even know that Canva offered apps to code, but it seems like it does. We got this code for me option here. And you can do quite a lot with AI. You can design for me, create an image, draft a document, code for me, create a video clip. So some of this stuff you're probably familiar. There's a vibe coding piece as well. And the reason I'm saying this is going to change everything is just sort of the options we have here. I mean, obviously, you have like the normal stuff around writing a blog post. We've been able to do that for a few years. It has completely changed the blog post industry. But look at this code, an interactive pricing calculator I can share with my clients, an interactive historical timeline, an interactive flashcard game. Here we go. There was some other, a simple countdown timer, okay? Because you can customize it. Remember that. You'll make the changes you want for it to look like. A sorting activity for my class. Vocab matching game. This is going into education, business, everything. It's gonna. We're all gonna need to up our games with this because we'll need to be going to and using these sorts of resources. Otherwise, we'll just look like some sort of. So just look rubbish, really. And we're just all going to have to up our games with what's coming here. Anyway, I thought with this that I would actually do this recording differently, and I would record me coding this or vibe coding it live, so to speak. It's not actually live, but in the past I've done the app or the automation or whatever and then recorded showing it, and I thought I'd record me actually building it. I did have a bit of a play before with Canva, but not taking it that far. So let's see how it goes. Just by the way, in case you're wondering, I got here, but this is Canva AI, and then this is sort of all the options you have, and really, it's just incredible. I do have a paid plan on Canva, so I'm not sure if this is only on the paid plan or not, but I mean, it's worth it. Okay, so let's go. Let's try this. I want to try this interactive pricing calculator. I don't actually have a B2B business, but I've had one in the past, and I just want to see what I can do. I might make some stuff up, but let's just see what I can offer. Okay, so you can see straight away it's shown the prompt. So I didn't actually, and it started coding straight away as well. But you're not limited to the options it's showing you. All it's doing here is a prompt, and it's pretty good if you look at the prompt. It's sort of giving you like an example. So you could edit this prompt and change it. But it's also saying then ask me about, and I'm pretty pleased it's saying ask me about this. Because that's always a good thing to add to a prompt. So then we can see it's asking the questions, and once it's got the questions, it can then amend the code. But you can see it's actually writing the code live. Now, I think the code does look like to be mainly HTML. We'll see if it does more, like if it includes any JavaScript. If it is just HTML, it's obviously more limited, but we'll see what it can do. Interesting, we see it's sort of building in different options already. And I say you don't have to click, you can actually just go and type, this is what you want to do, this is what you want to code. All right, well, let's see, let's answer the questions. So what's your actual business name? I'll use that, 9 Moons Ltd. I am a automation, I'm not really, but let's just say an automation using AI building agency. I would like to include in the calculator options around. You need to be specific here. So this is where I'm struggling slightly because I guess I've got to kind of make it up. So I think probably it would be a case of, well, right, yes, the pricing should be number of tasks run per month, okay, and the options should be for the time to build. It should be 1 pence per task run, and £100 per hour of building. Okay, so apologies that I'm being a bit slow with this. I'm just trying to, I probably should have, we won't worry about the color style. And so you can see, by the way, it's got a fully functional, while I was sort of thinking about it, it did the fully functional calculator, and it shows you a pricing summary. And I'm not quite sure what generate quote does, but this is interactive. It is an actual widget you could have on your website. You could use that to calculate something for someone. That's pretty impressive. And it gives me an idea what I can look. So I said number of tasks to run per month, and maybe we need to have between 100 and, or between 1,000 and 100,000. Well, let's make it 1,000,000. Should be for time to, it should be one time to build. What other option could we here have here? Whether support is included. I think if I was doing it real life, I'd include support for free, but I'm not. So support is £100 extra a month. Okay, let's see what it does. Just made that up. So it needs to think. Okay, and it's rewriting the whole thing. I might need to pause the video if it's going to do that. Okay, I went away and came back while it was building it. And here we have it. We have this sort of pricing summary. And okay, and it's actually figured out, and I wasn't really very clear, and it's figured out the difference between an initial payment and a recurring cost. That's actually, I'm really impressed, because I wasn't really very clear about that at all. So okay, and we've got here, we've got the tasks. It's like logarithmic by the looks of it. That's incredible. It's come up with a logarithmic scale, so you see it goes up more slowly to begin with, which makes sense, because obviously when you're talking about 1,000, you're not going to want to go up in 10,000 from 1,000, but then equally when you're at 500,000, you might want to go up sort of in bigger chunks, so it gets you to 1,000,000 more quickly. We can see the halfway point. Oh no, it's not a logarithmic. It's not truly a logarithmic scale. Okay, still pretty impressive. So we can set the task per month to what we want. We've got the development hours here, and obviously that's something, if I was doing this for real, I'd want to figure that out, because the client isn't going to know what the development hours is, so you may need to have some sort of task complexity thing, but how would they know? They'd probably underestimate that. Something to figure out, really. I don't know how well that would work. You've got the support package, and we said it's £100 a month, and it's just sort of on off. So I'm really impressed by what it's done in this. So okay, so great. So it's done this for me now. So what if I want to use it? Well, the only option here seems to be use in design. Okay, so you can use it in a website. So if I want to use it in a website, okay. So publish website. Oh, so I can publish it to Canva. So I can use a custom domain. Okay, so I wonder. Bring your own domain. Moonstart. Example calculator. Dot. If this works, I'll be impressed. Let's see. So I obviously, it is working. It's figured out I've used who I use for the domain, and okay, I need to be careful here. I'm going to pause. So I got it to work. I did just need to copy across some details like this, very easy to do, over to my domain provider account. I have to say, I don't know if that, it looks like Canva might be able to do it with one click, so you don't even need to do that. I don't know, I didn't really want to wait, so I just did that. But It could also depend on the domain provider. In any case, it does seem to have turned out quite well. Very easy. Really, it took me a few minutes to do. Yeah, there was just copying or waiting, but apart from that, genuinely just a few minutes of actual sort of work, and you've got a pretty good package here. Now, if you watch this channel more, you watch any of my other videos, you know that normally I'd actually put more effort into trying to spec it out to get it to work. So this was a really low effort piece of work to get what is actually a pretty good looking thing that actually does seem to work. I wonder what happens if I click the generate quote button. Okay, so here it's showing this. What might be nice, and it'd be interesting to see if that's possible, is to add something where the click maybe would send an email or something like that. But this is pretty good little widget for if people want to estimate and calculate prices. You could always add a sort of email us here or contact us here to this. So I just think it's going to up the game for everyone, really. You come up with something with just such little effort. You come up with something really this nice and good. It's going to change things. And I'm looking forward to it. It was really easy to do. Probably the quickest app it took me to develop. Maybe the most basic. But I'm impressed. So keep watching. Follow. You should like and you should subscribe to my channel. Also, what do you think of this format, where I did it sort of live on screen? Do you prefer if I do it before and then talk through it, or do you prefer if I do it live? It's probably less work for me to do it live, so I might need to do it that way, just depending on time. But on the other hand, I think it gets slightly better maybe if I do it first, just because I probably can go through things more quickly. Let me know what you think.